My garbage person of the week is gonna be Tucker Carlson, because in a time in which he is like theoretically, not always for the right reasons, but on the right side of an issue, he's trying to use it to whitewash all of the harm that he did when he was hosting on Fox News. He said recently, he had on his show in his hunting cabin, because he's a regular guy that likes to hunt or whatever. He had this Fox employee on, or former Fox employee. He's talking about his disagreement with Fox News about the war with Iran. And he said, "This is really the first time I've attacked them," talking about Fox. "They canned me over 2 years ago." And he added that, "I think it really matters because the purpose of their coverage has been to, quote, scare old people into obedience." And he goes on to say that he was, back when he worked there, a semi-witting cog in the propaganda machine. And the idea is that he was unknowingly going along with this plot of terrifying old people and just accepting whatever your politicians tell you. But he was not a semi-witting cog. He was like the guy in the cab leading the train. He was their chief propagandist for at least a few years. And yes, he disagrees with them on this particular thing now. But the idea that he wasn't an active and knowing participation in this scheme, as if in all those other issues where he was knowingly lying about the threat of migrants and caravans. And even in this interview, he talks about boys and girls sports as if that's not the latest way that they're trying to terrify people into accepting whatever your politicians tell you. He is a very witting cog in the propaganda machine and remains so. He's just not in the Fox version of that thing. And so I like that he is against the war in Iran. But the idea that that makes him honest, or that can rewrite the history of all of the damage that he did across so many issue areas and normalizing the replacement theory conspiracy and all of that, is just insane and should not be allowed. And then he goes on to say this, which I think is kind of funny. He talks about the effect that working at Fox had on his body. He said, "I just got fat. I mean, it's incredibly hard physically. Everything about it is the hardest job I ever had." And look, if you want to say that emotionally or psychologically talking about the news can have an effect on you, it can. It's had an effect on me. It did make me very fat and all of that. But it's not hard physically. And you have a massive staff. You got all these people. You have a beautiful studio. And all you have to do is read some conspiracy theories off a teleprompter for like an hour a day. And you're talking about it as if you're like digging out foundations for buildings or framing a house or something. God, it's just this desire to seem relatable and folksy that just he goes way beyond any of the credit he actually deserves for anything. So Tucker Carlson is my garbage person of the week. What do you think?
Listen, in order for me to determine whether Tucker Carlson has had harder jobs, I'm gonna need to hear a list of Tucker Carlson's hard jobs. This might be the hardest job he's ever had to do. Tucker Carlson, the son of the guy who ran like the Association of Broadcasters, the guy who's got like, whose dad was the ambassador to the Seychelles. Talk to me about how hard your life is as the heir to the Swanson fortune. The hardest job this guy had was having to get his ass kicked during one episode of Crossfire by Jon Stewart, which launched him into anonymity for a while. And he had his first brush with potentially not succeeding. And he flailed. My guy was on Bubba the Love Sponge talking about monkey-like Iraqis and trying so hard to regain relevancy, because the only thing Tucker cares about is whether or not he has an audience.
Yeah.
Anna said something on the show that was so troubling to me. I know she believes it. It was like, it's what might happen if people who earnestly take people at their word listen to Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson's anti-war. No. He is anti-war because Tucker Carlson only concedes things that he has to, or that he thinks don't matter. That is very important. He'll be like, I was a semi-witting cog, because no one's gonna be like, Tucker Carlson, he said, I had no idea that we scared people. You idiot. Oh, I kind of knew it was happening. He concedes that because he thinks he has to. But Tucker Carlson has been scared. He's like, oh, I can't believe they scared people for that long because that's my job.
Yeah,
that's what 100%. I do. He scares people into submission. He only cares. That's the decoder ring on everything Tucker Carlson says. He doesn't believe anything. He's one of those speech and debate boys who's like, I could take any side of any argument and use a combination of tools I've honed, such as I'm just asking a question and. That's hilarious that you would even say that. What are you even talking about? That's ridiculous. Yeah. That's what he does along the way. Oh, I couldn't even believe this. I once had this position and I realized it's ridiculous now. No, you realized it was ridiculous then. You just used those other tools I was talking about to make it seem like you didn't actually think it was ridiculous and to advocate it because you were confident that with everybody in places they were rhetorically, positionally, in terms of their like political coalitions, you could navigate this way so you could gain an audience.
Yeah. And everyone remember, the legal strategy in defense of Tucker Carlson was that nobody should take seriously what he says. It's just entertainment. And everyone remember the text that came out that proved that he despised Donald Trump. He thought he was a destroyer who was wrecking the country. And then he would go on TV every day because he needs those people to like him and lie about it and pretend that Donald Trump is the best. He was not a semi-witting anything. He lied about Donald Trump so that he'd have access and an audience. Those are our garbage people. 65,000 of you voted for the community garbage person of the week. And number 4 had 5% of the vote. That's Charlie Kirk for his Islamophobic tweets about Mamdani. 8% of the vote went to RFK Jr. for defending using fake sources in the Maha report. 18% went to Donald Trump for posting a deranged music video about bombing Iran. But 69% of you voted for the SCOTUS for allowing Trump to deport migrants to third countries. Thank you, everybody who voted for that. Your hero of the week was chosen by 53,000 of you. 7% went to both Representative Stansbury for triggering Marjorie Greene on doggy failures and Ariana Grande for reposting AOC's message on impeaching Trump. That's kind of a low bar, but I have nothing against what Ariana Grande did. She's my Dua Lipa. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, 17% went to AOC for her clapback of Trump's unhinged insult about her. 70% though went to the New Yorkers for rejecting Cuomo and voting for Zoran Mamdani. So I like that. Great heroes, and there are many of them. Thank you to everybody who voted. If you enjoyed that, make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming an actual member. But you're probably wondering, why the hell would I do that, John? First off, calm down. The stakes in this are very, very low. But also, when you click the join button and you become a member, you get access to bonus content that I make every week, and it's a ton of fun. You get access to tons of custom emojis and more besides that. By the way, if you join at tier 3, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself and other awesome people, and we always have a great time. By the way, you'll get all that going forward, but you also unlock years of the back catalog. That is literally 100 or more bonus clips, top 10 lists, debates, and more. What are you waiting for? Click the join button below. Your support powers our show, and we couldn't do it without you. Or at the very least, I wouldn't really want to try. Viewers like you keep me here. So thank you in advance for joining.